In 2007 and 2008, our nation experienced the great financial credit crisis, and families needed help with their mortgage payments. Fast forward to 2020, we have the nationwide, worldwide pandemic. Hence, families and communities needed help with their mortgage payments. We are dealing with a tsunami event of mortgages, and we want to bring this information to light. Hi, friends and familia. My name is Frank Williams with Capital Direct Funding. We're a family-run private and alternative lending company specialized in residential and commercial loans all over California. We specialize in doing the loans that the banks don't do. I wanted to bring up the topic about the 2007-2008 crisis because realistically, we were just getting ready to deal with a tsunami already of communities that were dealing with mortgages that were modified, that were actually resetting at the 10-year mark. A lot of people don't realize that a lot of those modifications weren't set in stone. There wasn't a uniform, classic blanket fix for 07 and 08 modifications. As a matter of fact, a lot of those modifications didn't even happen until 2013 and 2014. So right now, we have a lot of families that were modified that are dealing with resets. A lot of times those equity and different situations were going on almost like on a case-by-case basis. So again, there was no uniformity in dealing with those type of modifications. And now we're dealing with another situation. The forbearance that was allowed for all the families dealing with mortgage claims, let's face it, they're dealing with this right now. As our economy is starting to open back up, and we're dealing with the fact that some of these families still don't have income. They don't have a remedy for these forbearance agreements. So a lot of times, families are just either putting their head in the sand or they're just going to kick the can down the road. They just really don't know where to go. So if you're a real estate or mortgage professional, we really want to provide solutions for those families because a lot of times we're dealing with the same situation. Most of those families that you're going to be talking to are the families that had modifications back in 07 and 08. And they're still trying to hang on to their property, or maybe even that hang on to the equity that they were able to come back. Because again, we realize if you're a mortgage professional or a real estate professional back in 07 and 08, you realize that there wasn't a lot of equity to talk about. So the banks were forced to do equity. They were forced to do modifications. They were forced to figure out a solution to help these families so that way those properties didn't turn into REOs. Well, guess what? Because the housing market being so hot and because of values increasing, these families are not going to get the same help that they got. And that's even more why they need you, real estate and mortgage professionals. They need to be able to understand what's going on right now and what's happening inside our market and in our communities. It's very easy to find those properties that are usually the usual suspects, as we say, that might be dealing with financial issues, might be dealing with modification issues, forbearance issues. They just don't really understand how to deal with these situations. And this is where our family business might be able to help. A lot of times, most of these families have deferred maintenance. Most of the time, if you're dealing with situations, they cannot get out of this property and are forced to sell to an investor. So what we want to do is we want to offer our experience in not only dealing with the solutions of crisis, understanding what's going on, we want to help put more equity in these families' pockets. So if they're faced with a situation that forbearance is not going to help and they're not going to have the financial capacity to come out, let's help them take their equity that they rightfully deserve to keep in their pocket. Maybe we need to help them provide funding to flip their own house, to upgrade and rehab so that way their property is marketable so they can get the highest, best dollar. You get a beautiful property to sell and they get to take with on their purchase as they try to recover from this financial situation. All we're trying to do is come up with solutions. And with my 30 plus years of experience, I know that we've probably seen this situation time and time again. And we know that with our capital, we'll be able to provide a solution that will give you and your client a win-win. So look at us as a resource. We want to be part of your team. We look forward to helping you and your clients because we're not going anywhere. We've been here through the credit crisis. We've been here through all of these situations, and we're here for you today. So again, Frank Williams with Capital Direct Funding. We make loans happen, even if no one else can.